show, another headache.
Yeah, so we meet again, Commander Bond. I have to say, I have stolen quite a bit of art. From stealing artwork. Now, there's quite a lot of films that we've been looking at that have outlined some of my little traits. One of them being how fascinating the subject is about art theft. Got a mix of intrigue, suspense, and we're going to be looking at, well, some films that have glamorized, my escapades. One of them being the Thomas Crown affair. Interestingly, this was in 1968, and it was Steve McQueen and Faye Dunaway that was in the original, and it followed the plot of a very, very rich, influential young gentleman that got bored, decided that he'd go thieving art. And that was reiterated in the 1999 version with Pierce Brosnan and Rene Russo, Thomas Crown affair. So, following up on my attributes. Then we have The Great Train Robbery, 1978, starring Donald Sutherland and Sean Connery, and it was directed by Michael Crichton, and it's based on the true story of the Great Gold Train Robbery. Another little heist. I had nothing to do with that Victorian era. I was not born there. Our good friend and actor Sean Connery again, Entrapment, but this time with Catherine Zeta-Jones, and he, with that voluptuous young lady, was stealing lots and lots of artwork throughout the industry back in 1999 again. Other films like Monuments Men with George Clooney, based on a true story of World War II historians that were hunting down the plundering art that Nazi Germany went through, and especially Hitler. Begruntled artists that didn't get into art college, and he had a theory that the quickest way to degrade any society is to steal their heritage, equally steal their art, and that's what he did. And the Monuments Men and went head to head with him. Absolutely fantastic film, and true. Showing a lot of passion about their art was The Maiden Heist, created in 2009, starring such actors as Christopher Walken and Morgan Freeman and William H. Macy. And this was a group of security guards that were looking after a museum and got very, very obsessed with the art that they were looking after, and when they heard that it was going to be transferred to another art gallery, they took it upon themselves to steal it. Why not? You don't want it going somewhere, take it yourself. And this film was a little bit of a flop. Hudson Hawk in 1991, Bruce Willis as a cat burglar that kind of gets forced into stealing artwork for a sinister conspiracy that was going on. And it was, in my sense, what Sheldon Cooper and his friends would say about the Green Lantern film. And that's all I'm going to say. Big Bang Theory says it all. It really does. And this one really brings it all to the art of the steel in 2013. Now, this is a documentary which explores the Barnes Foundation art collection. And it focuses on the legal debates between, you know, the move of the art world and the art market there, and how it influenced and helped or degraded between preserving art and making it accessible to the public. So that's got a different kind of story. I wouldn't say it's theft, it's more moving it slightly. Oh, sorry. Now we're going to get on to the actual stories of the theft, what actually happened. A lot of this I've already reported on in a lot of the other programs, especially the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum theft, where a group of gangsters from a gangster family went in there and basically raped and pillaged the entire place. It was arguably the most famous art theft in history. Now, when two officers, police officers, went and entered the museum in Boston, 13 pieces of art have gone missing. They included Vermeer, Rembrandt, Manet, and collectively they were worth something like 500 million, and not all of them have been recovered. The thieves have been recovered, but not all the artwork. And like I keep saying, maybe that's in the Freeport again. On to the next one. Okay. Now this one just seems to be going around the flipping, you know, estates and the block, you know. Edvard Munch and the Scream. How many times has this painting been stolen? It's absolutely amazing, you know. It was stolen in 1994 from the National Gallery in Oslo and recovered that year, okay? And then in 2004, another version, get that, another version was stolen from the Munich Museum. Now, bearing in mind the other videos I've done about fraud and forgers, don't you think that the Scream was actually forged and that this stolen one was actually a fake one? And yet again, maybe the original is held up in the Freeport under the guise of it being out there, but the fake's out there, and then eventually it'll get discovered, like those forgers were saying, with modern technology. It'll get discovered that this is a fake, and the original will come out, and there you go with the price. So that gives a little bit more to the argument of how corrupt the art world is. Like we've said about the Great Train Robbery, that's a different kind of robbery. That's not actually theft. And then we've got the theft from the Kunsthalle Museum in 2012. And 7 artworks, including pieces by Picasso, Manet, Matisse, were stolen from that museum in Rotterdam. And it was all part of the Triton Foundation collection. Thieves were obviously apprehended quite quickly, but the artworks were not destroyed. Maybe they're in the black market still. There you go. We'll find out even more. I love this one. Poor retired pensioner sitting there in his council estate flat. This is the Gerlich collection discovery in 2012, where this poor German guy was sat there, and the authorities discovered in Munich, in his apartment. His name was Cornelius Kurlit, and he was the son of a Nazi art dealer. And he just happened to have a collection of works by Picasso, Chagall, Matisse, all in his flat, plundered by the Nazis. And obviously the authenticity of them all was in question. And he was arrested, for possession. Yet again, he should have hidden that, not in his apartment, but in the Geneva Free Port. On to the final one. Oh God, I gotta pronounce this right. The Musée Chakal de Surheist in 2006, and this was stolen artwork of artists like Dali, Matisse, Picasso, all from the museum in Rio de Janeiro. Now, the stolen art was worth over 50 million. Later recovered, but the heist uncovered lots and lots of flaws within, the corruption of art that is rife, as we're reporting on. You look at the other videos that I've done, there are more intricate cases that I go into in more detail, especially with certain establishments that were sledgehammered, and the perpetrator running out of the front door with Van Gogh under his right arm. And he did that twice. And I've reported on that. So you're going to love watching them. You're going to love watching even more of the investigations that we're going to be doing. And remember, become a subscribee. Because we like it when you're subscribers and you join on this journey. Because we are discovering a lot more. Mwah. To my subscribees and to the new subscribees. See you on the next one.
He's a credit to his race.
What race is that?
The 100-yard dash.